What's going on, everyone? And Youngscast here. Yeah, if you can't tell by the side of my voice, I am still under the weather. However, this morning when I was trying to wake up, oh God, have you guys ever been in bed and just not wanted to get up? But you also don't want to sleep. You take out your phone, you scroll through some stuff, kind of get an idea of what the day has. And I came across a video that in particularly kind of made me mad. And I know you're like, what kind of video could this be? Well, if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, another Harry Potter video. But like I said, I don't want to make this a Harry Potter channel, but if I gotta go to war for Hogwarts Legacy, I absolutely will, considering I just dropped $70 to give one to a fan, copy to a fan who really enjoyed it. And having someone come out and be like, well, this game's not as good as they say, it's kind of a slap to the face. So we'll get into that. I'm gonna give you my reaction to the review and so much more today on this. Well, it's probably gonna be a quick episode, so stay tuned for more content, maybe even later today. All right, so not sure if I can show you guys the actual video itself because I don't know how strict YouTube will be about it, but let's just say that this guy looks exactly how you would think he looks, glasses and all. But that's all I'm gonna say. Don't judge a book by its cover, but this cover fits its book.
Before you buy Harry Potter, the Hogwarts Legacy game, you need to listen to this video. What I'm about to explain are the three major issues with this game that will make some people absolutely not even buy it, because there's a lot of false information going around about this game, and no YouTuber is going to make this video because they want to grow an audience, because this video probably is going to get a lot of views just because this is not what the audience wants to hear, but it's what you need to hear if you're on the fence about buying Hogwarts Legacy game.
All right, so off the bat, he gets it a little right. Someone like me obviously wants to follow the hottest topic of the day, which is Hogwarts Legacy, but I also am following it because I'm very passionate about the topic. Big Harry Potter fan growing up. I was trying to downplay it just a little bit, just so you guys don't think I'm looking the way that this guy does. But it is a good point to put out there, but I also think that the opposite could be said. So if you are going to negatively critique it, you are going to be one of the few negative critiques it has, and you will stick out. So if you want more attention, then you would do a negative critique versus a positive one, because that way you are standing out amongst your peers. That being said, let's continue.
So if you don't know, the game, which you do know, but the game has been marketed as a open world experience. The game has been marketed as you choose your own path. It's the whole marketing built around this game. It's like you can be good, you can be bad, but the core fundamental of the marketing piece is wrong. If you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram or anything like that, I'm sure you've been getting a lot of Harry Potter videos of...
All right, so it's real obvious to me really fast that this guy's not a real big gamer. And I don't mean that as a jab at him or an insult or an assumption. I guess it is an assumption, but of course the core fundamentals are going to be the same no matter what decision you make, because the game's got to go forward, and he doesn't understand how much programming, how much time it would take for the developers to flesh out every single decision you make in a real, true open world game. So this is just going to be open world in the sense of how most video games do it, not anything insanely big. So I think it's more of a misconception, and I think he was expecting something else, a little unrealistic, mind you, but I could see where he'd be a little disappointed about it. I will say, on a positive note, though, this guy's got a great jawline. I'm just saying, throwing it out there. Give it a positive for a negative kind of thing, but let's continue.
Other people, other content creators making videos about what they're going to do when they get inside Hogwarts Legacy, what they're going to do when they can just, be an evil wizard or witch or whatever it is. They're going to be knocking out, killing all these people, doing whatever you can within the game. But that's just not true. There's even been articles saying that you can torture and use killing or,
Yeah, it's exactly what I was saying. He's talking about the whole thing where he wants it to be like a GTA Harry Potter version, where you can just go around and kill whoever, whenever. But it just doesn't work like that. I mean, you need motive. And I get that. I don't know. Actually, I don't know why this guy would want to kill everyone in Hogwarts. But I see what he's getting at. The idea behind it, the fundamentals, and why he would want that kind of freedom. But I really think that the story's got to go forward, and that's just not a very big part of the agenda. So, just a misconception on his part. Nothing personal or anything like that. I just don't think he quite understands how these kind of games work. And we continue.
Whatever they're called, the curses that aren't allowed, you're allowed to use all that crap. You're allowed to use all the things that you're not.
Look at yourself.
We got an advertisement.
Worrying about music licensing. What you need is an artless subscription.
Not supposed to do. You're supposed to be able to do it in the game. Though that may be true, there should be an
It's like what I said
next to that title, because you cannot just freely decide when and where you want to do that. Many people have already dropped the gameplay trying to do the killing curses or trying to do the unforgivable curses,
which I don't know why
Hogwarts
you would do.
Students or other people in the free roam mode. And you simply just can't. It just goes like an invisible wall. It doesn't actually work. So the only way you're actually going to be able to use these things are actually in certain modes or certain gameplay modes.
I'll try to
where
pause
you're fighting
this.
bad guys already. So right off the bat, there is no moral system like there is in Red Dead Redemption 2. Like there is no like line like, okay, I'm turning good, I'm turning bad. No, you can literally just do whatever you want, and it's just not even going to affect it. So right off the bat, you're not able to do what you want. You do not have free will. And that's what the game is marketed at. All these big TikToks, all these big Instagram clicks, all these freaking big videos, everybody's talking about what they're going to do. They literally cannot do it because they haven't got the game. So they're already setting themselves up for disappointment, which was already started by Warner Brothers with their advertisement. With their advertising on the game, they've been marketing this game as you can do whatever you want, but that is simply not the case. So
Again, he just doesn't know how video games work.
Game, you're not going to be able to use all these curses just at will. You're not going to be able to do it on your teachers, on your students, on your classmates, or whatever. You can't just become the Voldemort at Hogwarts. You're only going to be able to use these things within missions. Now, yes, you may be able to choose between good and evil throughout the missions, but in the actual free roam gameplay, you're not going to be able to do that. And that is a major core issue because it's what it has been marketed as. It's what the audience believes it to be true,
it's a notebook.
but it just simply
Notepad.
is not. Now, that's only one of the three major issues within this game. And the second major issue within this game is actually have to do similarly to what I just talked about, but it's more so on the open world. Now, open world games are the meta. People love open world games. Look at Fortnite. Look at Zelda Breath of the Wild. Look at Red Dead Redemption 2. All these games, you have the ability to do whatever you so please from the very beginning. If you haven't played Zelda Breath of the Wild, from the very get-go, you can roam the entire world. If you wanted to, you could go to the final boss and battle him right away. Now, that is not the case in Hogwarts Legacy. Even though it's been marketed as an open world game, it's just simply not true. When you actually have to do the missions or the things to progress the story, you are locked into a certain region. You are locked into a certain mode. So this is not open world. You can actually walk.
You got to know certain spells before you move on to the next thing. That makes sense. I mean, I don't know why he's pitching a tent about it.
Out of the area, and it will say return to the area in 10 seconds, and you'll have a ticker 10, 9, 8, 7. So the truth is, this game is not open world. It is more so a hub with little mission icons. So when you go to the mission,
all right, it's time to clarify. Sorry, I know I said I wouldn't pause as much, but there is currently, I would go as far as to say, no such thing as a 100% open world game. And I mean that with sincerity. You can leave a comment down below if you disagree with me, but an open world game to me, like 100% open world, you can pick up anything, use it on anyone. You can do whatever you want. You can basically, it's going to be indistinguishable from real life, which is just not possible right now. So we got to get past this idea of open world meaning open world, because to the best of our technology right now, this is open world. Whereas the open world he's talking about, it does not exist. I know he's talking about Breath of the Wild with The Legend of Zelda. And, I mean, if you want to argue, make it realistic. One thing I love about Bioshock so much is they don't even have bosses. Because bosses aren't very realistic. I know Fontaine at the end, but still, you don't really have these big bads that you got to take down in a sequential order in order to achieve a victory. Which, I mean, takes away from the realism of that. So, open world has its upsides and downsides. And this guy really, he's kind of a negative Nancy. So we'll continue listening to him anyways because I'm interested with what his third and final gripe is.
Missions, you play the missions, and then you're locked inside this little mission zone. So it is not open world. Think about it more of when you first played Mario, when he runs across the map, it's very linear, point A to point B. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing in Hogwarts Legacy. It's just masked with trees and stuff. Instead of point A to point B, it's zigzag. It's not open world like a normal game like Breath of the Wild should be. So first off, they tell us that we're going to have the ability to decide and do whatever we want to. That's just clearly not the case. Third off, they say it's an open world game, but it's not. You play these
He's kind of
matches,
repeating
and
himself.
it's not open world. You cannot explore freely. And when you are in the hub and you're just exploring in between missions, the world is dead. It's just, there's nobody there. You cannot get on the buildings. When you actually try to fly into the castle, there's like a little invisible wall that doesn't even let you fly into the castle. So how are you supposed to inspect the roofs? How are you supposed to climb on top of the castle and do all these things? You just can't. And when you're flying on a broom anywhere over 100 feet into the sky and you try to jump off, it literally will not let you. So this game,
well, that would be the equivalent of
this game preaches
unaliving
freedom and ability to do as you so please, but it is not the case. It is not the freaking
I just have to say, this guy seems obsessed with the unaliving of people and things.
Whatsoever. It's not. And they're marketing this game and they're building this hype. You know why they're doing this? Is because they're building hype for sales. Obviously, they want to make money. And they've been
building all about.
Hype. This game has been in the works for 20 years. People have dreamed about this game. And the issue is they're not going to be able to deliver on this game. The only people that have been able to do it is Zelda Breath of the Wild, Rockstar Games with Red Dead Redemption 2, and Grand Theft Auto. Those are the key marks.
I played Red Dead Redemption 2, and it was not completely open world. There are still invisible walls and whatnot. And not to say that it's just sometimes honestly, I stopped playing it because I got bored. So that's just me.
Games. And Hogwarts Legacy is trying to put themselves on the pinnacle up there with these games, but they just haven't. And they're really about to crash hard. And a lot of people are really about to be disappointed in what's coming in. And I haven't even talked about the worst part about it. The worst part about the core fundamental of an RPG isn't even in this game, which is absolutely insane. If you're expecting to pay $70, some people are paying over $70 for the deluxe collector's version of this game, and it's incomplete. It's not even finished. It doesn't even let you allow to do the core mechanics in this game. Now, I will say it is a beautiful landscape. It is a beautiful world. But if I just wanted to watch a beautiful world, I could watch the movies.
Oh my God.
I could watch the movies over and over again and get that nostalgia hit.
Oh, I thought he meant the movie A Beautiful World.
Game, and they're trying to tell you that this game is something that it's not. So, with that being said, the third and final issue with this game is the one that absolutely pisses me off the most when you really look at it. An RPG game. If you don't know what RPG game is, most people don't understand. There's a lot of different variables of video games. Battle Royale, first-person shooter, RPG. You get it. Turn-based strategy games. Well, the RPG stands for role-playing game. And essentially what that is you assume the role of a character, and then you decide your decisions affect what happens to you. Now, one of the biggest things about RPG games are relationships. You're able to have
So, he's complaining about not being able to kill people and not being able to date. All right. Just keep that in mind.
Relationships with other characters. If you look at Animal Crossing New Horizons, you can talk to other characters and build relationships with those characters. Now in Hogwarts Legacy, you cannot do that. You cannot get a boyfriend. You cannot get a girlfriend. You cannot go on dates. You cannot get married in this game. So is it even an open world RPG that lets you decide what you
I'm so sorry.
All the things that has been marketed.
Oh, God. Oh, let me take a second. Everything I said. I'm sorry. Everything I said about that guy. It fits so beautifully. All right, so I see what he's getting at. It doesn't feel like role-playing to him. He wants to kill and date. But I think Harry Potter-wise, this game is going to be fantastic and blow most expectations out of the water. Anyways, I can't wait to do that playthrough with you guys. Might do a playthrough later today with Amnesia, continue where I got off, depending on how I feel, but we'll see. Until then, stay awesome, everyone. Subscribe to the channel. I know I lost a lot of subscribers after the giveaway, but we still got more giveaways coming up, so don't feel disappointed that you didn't win. Leave a comment down in the comment section below if you agree or disagree with this, guys. And as usual, I will see you guys later.